Mary Netherton Daily Chronicle, Evening Edition, February 14th, 1926. Good evening, dear listeners. Edmund Pruitt addressing you as the village clock strikes 6 on this Sunday, which has carried our community through St. Valentine's Day with both reverence and quiet celebration. The day unfolded beneath the bright winter skies Mr. Higgins anticipated, with the morning snow holding firm in the shade, while softening gradually along south-facing walls and sunlit paths throughout the afternoon, creating what Mrs. Pemberton describes as the sort of afternoon when the whole village seems to have been painted fresh, every roofline and fence post outlined in white against the blue, and one finds oneself pausing at the lane simply to take it in before the thaw comes to claim it. This morning's service drew a full congregation to the church, where the Reverend Holloway's sermon on steadfast affection within a community was received with the quiet attention the subject merited. The first reading of banns for young Mr. Willoughby and Miss Olive Allingham brought a warmth to the proceedings that lingered well after the congregation dispersed, with the second reading to follow next Sunday and the third on the 28th. The tea-room's heart-shaped shortbread proved a considerable draw throughout the afternoon, with the rose icing attracting particular admiration from those who paused to appreciate its appearance before consuming it. Mrs. Hartley reports that she prepared an additional batch at midday to meet the demand, and that several gentlemen were observed purchasing shortbread to carry home wrapped in paper napkins, a circumstance she attributes to the persuasive influence of the calendar, rather than any sudden deficiency in their own household baking. Watson spent much of the afternoon beside the cash register, where the steady rhythm of the till drawer opening and closing at intervals appeared to hold his attention with a focus that suggested either professional interest in the day's commerce or a preference for the small draught of warm air the mechanism produced each time Mrs. Hartley operated it. In a charming observation from the village green, Mr. Fletcher reports that the pair of moorhens on the pond were seen this afternoon swimming in close formation, their paths tracing a pattern across the still water that several onlookers agreed bore a passing resemblance to a heart, though Mr. Fletcher concedes that the interpretation may owe something to the day's prevailing sentiment. Colonel Weatherby, consulted on the matter, notes that moorhens do form devoted pairings, and that the observed behaviour likely reflects the early stirrings of the nesting season, rather than any awareness of human celebrations, though he adds that the timing was, at the very least, agreeable. Mrs. Barnes's leghorn hen produced its afternoon egg at 20 minutes past 2, maintaining what Dr. Peterson characterizes as a Valentine Sunday offering that arrives with the punctuality of a bird who keeps her own calendar and sees no reason to deviate from it on account of the weather. That concludes our evening report. This is Edmund Pruitt bidding you good night from St. Mary Netherton, where Sunday settles into a peaceful February evening, beneath a sky already clearing toward what promises to be a cold and starlit night.